guys to episode 3 of the Truth About. Today we're talking sexuality, and with me I have 3 beautiful people that will be joining me on today's discussion, each bringing a different and unique view on the topic. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Pull up a chair, grab yourself a drink, and join the conversation. Today I have
Tumelo.
Tumelo. To me. Yes.
Yes, Tumelo. And today we're talking sexuality. I brought each and every single one of them here for a different reason. They all have a story, they all have their truth, and I feel like through that we can better understand this concept known as sexuality. And I hope you guys learned something, because I know I've already started learning stuff even before we started shooting. So let's get into it. So first of all, Tumelo, can you tell the people what you identify as on the spectrum?
Oh my gosh, I'm a heterosexual male.
Hey, bitch.
I like Yes, I'm Tumelo, and then I identify as a gay man.
Okay. Hello everyone. I might be queer, I might be bi, I might be straight. We don't know. It depends.
So okay, when you woke up, I don't know how to even say this, but when did you realize you were pansexual?
Okay.
And to me, non-conforming.
Yeah.
And this is a 2-in-1 question. And aside from when did you notice, when did you realize, not when did you notice, what does that all entail? Like, would you be able to be with trans people, quote unquote straight people? Like, can you explain to us in detail so we understand what that is?
Okay. So I went to an all-girls school, and then I fell in love. My first girlfriend. She has my heart.
Look at her. Hey, Stacy. See what you've done.
I was dating guys before I dated her, and then I fell in love with her, and it was genuine love. Like, it wasn't a stage, it was a genuine relationship. And in that relationship, there wasn't a be a man, act like a man has to play, a man has to, like, we didn't have gender roles at all, because we were still in high school, so no one could cook for the other person, no one could clean for the other person. But even in like social settings, we just went with the vibe. If I had the money to buy a gift, I'd buy a gift. She would buy a gift. We'd split our bills. We wouldn't even split it as in like you pay what you bought. We'd split it 50-50, including tip. Our parents knew that we were going out, but I guess they were with friends. But we would go out, movie days, lunch days. Like, everything was chill, you know? Yeah. And then I realized it wasn't a stage, because I was genuinely in love with her. Like, it wasn't a fly-by-night
Love
thing.
lived here, parents.
You see? It was.
How was the sex?
The fluids were flowing.
Yes.
Things were flowing.
Yes.
The fluids were flowing. And even with that, it wasn't even a thing of she initiated it all the time, therefore she was the man in the relationship.
Yeah.
It was 50-50. I was comfortable with doing certain things, she was comfortable with doing certain things. And then after that, I went back to dating men, and then I realized that even with that, it was a choice. It wasn't because there weren't girls available anymore. It was a thing of, at that time, I liked the guy, and then I dated a girl. At that time, I liked the girl.
Yeah.
So for me, it was
energy.
never. Yeah, for
Pretty
me,
much about energy.
it's not even about gender. I don't like gender roles at all, because it's something that the society created. Tomorrow, the society might create something else. And it's a thing of, if we vibe and we're good at that time, whatever goes is what goes. So that's why I don't like prescribe to the spectrum, because even that has its own box. Even with that, if you don't tick this box, then automatically fall in this box. And I just want to go. So yeah.
We stand 2020. Do what you want to do.
No.
Are you heterosexual?
Am I hetero?
person. I know I am. I think I can say that. I'm straight. I think females are beautiful creatures. We are just made to be loved. But I think it's safe to say I identify with straight. But I, like you, I don't believe that sexuality is actually a thing. I don't think
It's a social, it's a
social construct. I don't believe you wake up and you stay the same forever. I don't know who I'll be when I'm 40. I envision myself as the rich aunt who dates supermodels. Why not? So yeah, that's me. I know your story. Like, we've spoken about your story before. And if you want an in-depth analysis of Tumelo and his story, go to his channel. I will put the link in my description box below.
Yes.
Watch out for his content, it's gonna be fire. Shameless plug. Okay. When you realized you were gay, right? Share with the people. How did that feel for you? Like, what was your first thought? Like, what was your first... Oh shit.
Like, guys. Hectic. Summary, let it be quick. Roll it. Wendy, you shook. When I grew up, man, like in general, just as a young boy, like growing up, I was very flamboyant. Ne? So flamboyant, very sassy. Like, you call me, you know, back then even they used to call you Chuzan or like Mofi. Lingo, sorry. Yeah, but like they used to call you such names, but like they never bothered me. Like if someone was to come forward to me and be like, "Hey, when I was choosing," I would literally slap my face and be like, "Yeah, blah 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 blah." So I was really like confident until I got to like intermediate. That's when like the bullying, excuse, and then you also start to become aware because society, you know, a boy is supposed to be with a girl, all those things, and people when you like a bit feminine, they look at you somehow and you're just like, wait, what? But I'm just being me, I'm not hurting anyone. And then I was just like, exactly. And she, you know what, when she started realizing those things, and then, oh my god, I was still fine. I went to a new school. This girl.
Can I just say? Wait.
This girl, I think it was grade 10. Yes, I just changed schools. It was grade 10. And then, you know, we used to divide our books like creative writing, all that. And there I was, I've always been neat, my books have always been invigilated, I've always been that boy, like, you know what, the handwriting, everything on point, you know, sassy. And then I have, like, flowers, you know, I drew flowers as one of the dividers, like, just to decorate my books so that they look nice. And she's like, why do you have flowers in your book? Are you gay? Oh, my God.
Megan, what's wrong with you?
I hated her, my heart skipped a bit, like, she was like, I'm like, this girl, she's closer to the truth. It's the end for me. Like, you know what? She's there. She's about to drag me. She's a Liverpool. And there's nothing I can do about it. But I was like, no, I'm Candace, babe. But it was fine. Like, I hated her, but she actually became like a very close friend of mine. But that sexuality thing topic ended. And she had a girlfriend. Dark days. Dark days. And the last day I was with my girl was actually, oh my god, and the last day I was actually with my girl was when she was like, you know what, I love you with your gay tendencies. I was like, you know what,
this is not me. I'm not going to do this. I am not signed up for this. There was no contract for this. I don't remember agreeing to some of the stipulations here, so I'm just not going to do this.
And then I sent a text when I got at home. I was like, listen, I need to focus on my schoolwork. This is not happening. Thank you so much. I love you.
Ladies.
But give me a 0, ma'am. Like, I'm not doing this relationship thing, okay? We are not about to do this.
But to give
The following day, oh yes, that happened on a Friday even. And she wanted many other things. I'm not gonna talk about that. I was traumatized. And I was like, you know what? She's not doing this. I can't go to Joburg. She was already thinking about varsity life. She's like, I can't go to Joburg. My family's still there. I can't go to Durban. Too many. I'm not good. Never mind. I'm not. The only place that made sense for me to go was Cape Town. And she was just like, you know what, just get the marks and go to Cape Town. And that's exactly what she did.
Period.
And then when she got to Cape Town, oh my gosh, she was like, this was the plan. When I wanted to go to Cape Town so that I can just be gay and be myself. But when I got to Cape Town, I didn't know how to be gay. Like, I legit thought like being gay was a switch that I had to like, you know, someone needed to press so that like it's activated. I'm just like, oh, sassy and all that. No, she said she was bisexual, girl. You know what? This gives me a headache.
Why?
I told my friend, I was like, she's bisexual. But this is the best thing. Like, my coming out was actually quite the best. Because I came out to my sister. My sister's just like, I was just like, this bitch. Like, you could have like literally saved me a lot of trouble. We could have been like kicking about boys, like all those things. Like, we could have just been nice. But she never did that. But I was just like, oh, I'm grateful either way. And then I told my mom. My mom was like, oh, what do you do? I'm just like, this girl. Like all the people that you be scared of, I'm not gonna talk about other parties. Like I just choose not to talk about other parties.
That's a different videos.
Yeah, my brother didn't speak for me for a whole week, but also even with that, it wasn't a thing of homophobia or anything. It was just shock. I would like to believe it was just shock. Because a week later, then he came through for me, and then I had to go visit him. Because we closed. I came out a day after my birthday, mind you, because my birthday was on. And then, yeah, I came out. Everyone knew. Literally, everyone was so positive towards me. Like, there were even a few friends, like a few guys from my campus, from like my school, came out to me, and I was just like, oh my god, why didn't you say sooner? Why didn't you like think we were literally gonna smash? Like, told them I wouldn't.
So basically, like most of you were like, for all of them, were like comfortable when you guys came out. It was just
I was comfortable.
I didn't see the need to come. I don't see the need to come out.
Yeah.
If I was heterosexual, I wasn't gonna go to my mom and say, "Hi, mom, I'm heterosexual."
Yeah,
I was just gonna bring a boyfriend home, and she was gonna assume that I'm heterosexual.
Yeah. I hear what you
So
mean.
with me, there's the thing of whenever they'd be like, "Oh, you need to marry a man that's," I'd be like, "But what if I want to marry a girl?"
True.
And it's what do you need?
Oh my gosh, energy.
But I like what I like when I like it. I might not bring a girl, but I might not bring a guy, and you need to open that window so that you know that I actually can bring a girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
So whatever dreams and hopes that you had of me marrying a man might not actually happen.
So do you guys believe that sexuality is like actually a thing? Like a thing? Like
For me, like I honestly believe sexuality is a social construct.
Yeah.
I think people are just meant to love whoever they want to love at that specific time, depending on their energy. Or they might be vibing and they feel like, you know what, I like your vibe, I like your energy, let's gel. I think that's what it was meant to be. Because right now you do find some other people. What happens with other people who they don't identify as like any part of the queer community or the LGBTQI+ thingy, but they've had like a relationship with
the other,
the same
sex.
It can be the other,
Or the
yeah,
other,
or the
okay.
other, yeah. So yeah, it's very tricky. Very
Tricky. No, but it's normal, right?
But it's not.
No, I mean, what is normal is
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
normal for people who identify as quote unquote straight to have relations with the same gender and not identify with any of the letters. With the LGBT, it's a question. I'm asking.
Rephrase, yeah.
So me, myself, and I walk into a club and I make out with Stacy. And I take her home, Kumanate. Hi, Stacy. Right? But I still don't identify with LGBTQ plus queer.
Yeah.
I just had a moment or
Yeah.
several moments.
And
Can that be
you see, that's
argued?
why it happens. I'm not gonna argue for that because I don't have like all this
That-
you know,
okay.
the facts. But it's something that happens, and that's what I was like that's what I was trying to explain. I could say like for such people, because they don't, maybe there is a term for like that society has also constructed for them. Hence, some like sexuality is a social construct. But I genuinely believe, I don't know. I just feel like people are meant to love who they love.
For me, like sex is what you make it.
Yeah,
And
pretty
if
much.
Today you were attracted to a female because of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do it. Tomorrow, if you're attracted to a man because of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, do it. It shouldn't be a thing that's like forced down your throat. Like there's no prescription that says heterosexual people behave like 1, 2, 3. Non-heterosexual people behave like 1, 2, 3. Like because the society is trying to understand you. If you understand yourself, that's all that matters. No one else around you is
Period.
supposed to understand you, because at the end of the day, you sleep with yourself. So if you're gonna try your best, I mean, we're all figuring ourselves out. 10, 20 years later, I might come back and say I'm heterosexual. And that's it. 20 years ago, I wasn't. 20 years later, I am. And it's something that you'll have to go to sleep with, because I go to sleep with it.
I'm full of questions today. I know for the two of you, you're very religious. Tumelo, I don't know. Are you?
Not religious.
Huh. I know for the two of you, you guys are very religious, né? How do you reconcile your sexuality with religion? Because according to a whole lot of people out there, this is a very ignorant question, but I'm gonna ask it because let's talk, right?
Yeah.
But according to a fair number of people out there, you can't be religious and
Oh, yeah.
non-conservative. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Let me not say non-conservative because that's not fair, but like you can't have both. You can't be both part of this lifestyle and religious.
It's not something that I battled with for too long. Like, it was just a matter of, like, I sat down and I thought about it, like, yo, God judging me right now, am I going to go to hell? And then I saw a meme that was like, you know, there are people who have tattoos are better than most Christian and church-going people. And I'm like, that is so true. And it applies to literally every judged type of person that is out there. So it's fine. I'm gonna take this check. I'm going to live my best life according to the morals that I think I should live according to. And if I die, I die. If we go to hell, we go to hell.
If we die, we die.
I'm here for a good time, not a long time, you know.
For me, it was the thing of, I went to a religious school and they were hectic. Like, it was as if lesbians were an epidemic.
Roman Catholic.
Yeah, it was as if lesbians were like an epidemic. Like, it's a phase, and during this phase, you don't hug each other for longer than this. You don't touch each other for longer than this. You don't hold each other's hands for longer than this. This was like
they do this.
back in the Bundus. I don't know, maybe times have changed, but when I was there, it was like that. And for me, it was a thing of, I realized how I'm a spiritual being, in a sense that I'm Catholic, but only because there is a majority of parts that I'm looking for that other churches don't provide, that the Catholic provides. And whatever fills my cup at that moment is what works for me. As long as it doesn't take anything away from you. I'm not killing you, I'm not stealing away from you, I'm not hurting you, there's no way I'm infringing your rights. I'm treating you at the end of the day like a human being.
Do you think it's easier for females to live in the nonconformist or LGBTQ world than it is for males? Like, is it harder to be a guy who's gay or bisexual or gender nonconformist than it is to be a girl?
I think with girls, there's still those people that are trying to correct you, and they'll try their best to make sure that you are correct according to them, right? Sure. But in terms of the other part of the society, there's other men that find it sexy, and that's what I found when I was with my girlfriend. Like, people would ask for threesomes, people would be so inappropriate, and for us it was a thing of, but our relationship really has nothing to do with you. Like, yes, you find it sexy, that's still disgusting, but you don't want to do that just because you find it sexy. So it's a thing of, at the end of the day, because the society is trying to understand you and they can't understand you, it's not like easy for any people, whether male or female, because there's still gender roles that apply to it. There will still be people who ask you, so who's the guy and who's the girl? And you're like, but it's both girls or
They
it's
both have the
both
triangle.
guys.
They both
Yeah.
have the
So
Exactly.
there's no man.
Yeah.
So because they're just trying their best to understand it, it's like they'll try and create these theories, or they'll try and create these terms so that they go to bed understanding the world better. And it's like, it's not even like that. So it also depends, if you want to please the society, then you'll find it hard, because there's still people that say lesbians, even in the LGBTQ plus community, there's still people that says if you identify with this community, you have to behave like this. And that's a society on its own.
Okay.
And there's a heterosexual society that says if you're heterosexual, this is how you behave. If you're not heterosexual, this is how you behave. So it's still people that are trying to understand. Even they themselves, they don't even understand themselves. So
If you could go back and talk to Tumelo before he was the bad bitch that we know today.
I'm not even a bad bitch anymore.
Liar! What would you say again?
Now looking back, reflecting back, I would actually not say anything. He did what he could, what was best at that time, and also like having to change everything or like some of the like bits of what happened back then. I wouldn't like be this person that I am today. I wouldn't think the way I think today. All those experiences, all those trials and tribulations filled trials, whatever, anything that happened constituted this part, this holistic view of me, like who I am today, who I identify as, who I feel like is Tumelo. So I wouldn't change really a thing. Maybe I would have tapped him on the shoulder and be like, keep doing your best.
I think for me, it's just do it. Like, because at the end of the day, we really move. Now, it's now popular that we move.
Yeah.
We move.
You know? Back in the days, we would have tried fixing ourselves, we would have tried correcting ourselves. Because my first girlfriend, hey, she doesn't identify anymore. She's now heterosexual. And I won't force it down her throat and be like, we're together.
But that's okay. No,
she's not comfortable with that part. She doesn't want to identify with that part. That's her, you know? And now it's a thing of and I enjoyed it. She might have not enjoyed it. It might have been a stage for her, but that's cool. I learned a lot about myself during that time. So I think for me, it's don't even try and please all the other people that were around you, because we tried our best explaining the situation to our friends and making them understand that there's no man. It's us, you know, and that put a lot on us as well, because we're also trying to identify if are we really non-heterosexual people.
I think also like in instances like that whereby someone like has had there's also gonna be a bit. Wait, let me tell you. I'm not.
Tumelo's a Gemini, guys.
Yes, I'm a Gemini. I just don't want to be contradicting or like be problematic. But what I was gonna say was a safety issue. For some people, they might deep down they know that they are part of the LGBTQI community. But it's just that coming to reality with your circumstances, perhaps your family or like your surroundings or like your area, your background, where you come from in general, like it's just not welcoming to that idea of you being yourself, like openly being yourself, like in the most vivid way possible. So some people then feel the need to then be like, you know, in the closet, DL, whatever you may call it, just so that until they feel like, you know what, I'm financially independent to take care of myself. If this was to happen, I'd still be able to take care of myself. So for others, I do understand it's a safety issue, and also the fear of having to lose everyone. It's not like up and face, like having to think or say, okay, there's this one aspect of my life, and should I disclose it? Like a lot can change, a lot can drastically change. So it's scary, but you always know, man, like when to come out. You always know.
When you're ready.
Like you've had it when you're ready. But that's another thing, like you said, like no one needs to come out. I legit feel like I wish I didn't come out. And one day when we're having Christmas lunch at home, I come with my boyfriend and just like, oh yeah, baby, please pass me, and everyone is choking. Like chokes on their food. Like they choke on their food, and I ask them, are you okay? No, but like just to be rebellious, like I feel like that would be dope, just to see.
You know what my favorite ad is on Sexuality? It's that Demonese one.
I haven't seen it.
Oh yes. When the girl brought a girl home and the dad thought she was gonna bring a guy home.
Because the mother was going on and on about how maybe she'll bring a yarn who's tall and sexy and handsome.
God, yeah.
Or maybe she'll be, you know, exactly. And then the whole time while the mom's busy going, the dad is just going at the thought of her bringing a guy because he knew. And that's the thing, a lot of the times they know.
Yeah, they always know. I think some actually, and I would like to believe some parents, like whenever they say, like they might say like hurtful things to to their child or whoever who's coming out to them at that moment, at a particular time. But I also I would like to believe that not all have malicious intentions, like to hurt you and things. It's just that like it's probably overwhelming for them, and it's a lot to process. But also at the same time, I think what comes to their mind first is their text, like what they see on TV, like
what the society
what the society is gonna say, what LGBTQI members are going through, like with society. You know, people like being murdered, people like, it's a lot. So I think it's a lot to process. So also, like, if this is just my advice to everyone, to whoever who's out there who wants to come out, do it when you're ready.
True.
Do it when you're ready. And if you also if you feel like there's no need for you to come out, don't come out. Don't come out. Literally, just do you, be you, and live life.
Sandy, what would you say to your younger self? If you had to.
Oh, honey. Snap. Keep going. Because there were so many times in life when I just wanted to give up.
Anyway, thank you so much for joining us on another episode of The Truth About. My beautiful, beautiful guests, thank you for coming. I love you guys crazy.
Pleasure, baby.
And I will see you guys next time on The Truth About. Bye.